Let's go. Well, why say 0%?
Yeah.
I'm 100% in here. This shit got it wrong. It says zero, but it's okay. What up, Mark?
What up, though? What up, though? Man, welcome back to the Everybody Eats podcast. This is a show where we talk growth mindset, personal development, sports, and more because everybody's got a plate at this table. I'm your host, Mark B, here with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Wordplay AD. What's
Oh,
happening?
man, what's happening, man? I'm
Yeah,
humbled. I'm truly humbled. That's
man, come on now.
yeah, that's
It's a
love,
long time
man.
coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it really is though, and I'm excited to endeavor into this with you, man. We about to be talking our shit and hopefully inspiring people, to reach for better in all areas in life. So,
Man, absolutely, man. We got something good to talk about today.
indeed, I got notes.
Yeah, man. We
Yeah.
talking everything relationships today, man, because I think that people needs to hear it. You hear me?
Yeah. I think a man perspective is valuable when it comes to relationships, especially like I'm just gonna be honest when I say this, men like us. You know what I'm saying? Like men of God, you know what I'm saying? Men that have purpose, that chase purpose and that stand for something that, stand on business. So it's important to hear from men like us as far as, the perspective on relationships for sure.
Absolutely. So anyway, man, it's that time,
What's the word?
man. It's time to show up in relationships and love, man. I feel like we've been falling off and lacking in that department for real, for real. The majority of us, and that's just dealing with what vulnerability, leadership, and commitment. Real strength isn't just about providing. I'm telling you, it's strength in being
Monetarily with
vulnerable.
money.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. It's strength in being vulnerable, loving and leading with the heart.
He can't lead with
These women out here,
finances.
they need more than come on, man, they need more than just a paycheck, they need a partner.
That's super
So
facts, bro.
yeah, so first let's get into the truth about love and masculinity. Uh Men, we've been taught to provide, protect, and stay strong. But let's be real about it. Being strong all the time is exhausting. And what if I told y'all that real strength is letting love in? Yeah, why do you think vulnerability isn't a weakness?
Why do I think that?
Yeah,
It's not a weakness because it takes strength to open up and allow yourself to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at it from a standpoint of like you maybe you don't go to college or something like that. And you move out of town and you pursue acting or you pursue music or something like that. That's a risk, right? And with great risk comes great, high reward. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. It works the same with love. You get what I'm saying? Like it works that way with love. When we take the risk of opening ourselves up and exposing ourselves and our pure selves and stripping down the ego and all of those things, it opens up the potential for real love and real trust and basically all the stuff that God had planned for us that we really not indulging in down here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
on everything. Man, in my perspective, I think vulnerability is a superpower.
it is.
I think that's what women really are looking for. Like, yeah, okay, we got the money. Like, people want to have like that money or security. And who doesn't? Money does provide things. Like they can say money can't buy happiness, but money definitely provides things like happiness and stuff like that. But
Uh-huh.
you can buy her the world, but if she can't feel safe with your emotions, then she's still going to feel alone. That's
Exactly.
to me, that's what it boils down to.
And we have a human aspect to us that we've had innately, before money was even a thing. So with that being said, we have to nurture that part of us. And in a relationship, everybody has expectations, but what we talking about is not even expectations. It's just the basic need. It's like water and bread. You feel me? So yeah, I do feel like a lot of times, and like you said, we've been conditioned to be that way where men lead with ego, we lead with physical strength, we lead with financial strength, which, that only lasts for so long. That's not really something that is can be sustained.
I think another aspect of why like men struggle with love is a lot of men were raised to survive and not to love. And I feel like that's why relationships feel so hard. It's like we're learning on the fly. Like I can say, like, for the most part, our generation of the people that we grew up with, like, there were a lot of single parent homes.
Yeah.
So really the practice and the education that we got, like, where did it come from? Our grandparents?
Exactly. Exactly. And too, you talk about, like, I think things are generational, right? Like, we were taught to suppress our emotions too, so to say, that showing emotions was a sign of weakness.
Come on, man. We were definitely
Yeah,
raised to suppress emotions.
like, but honestly, everybody has them, and when you express them, it allows you to get over things quicker instead of, suppressing them and holding them in and then eventually exploding. We was taught that the only appropriate emotions for a man to have is like anger, stuff like that, rage, things like that. But in actuality, in order to really nurture not only a wife, but a family, as a man, you do have to show emotional vulnerability and emotional dexterity. You have to be able to not only, show your kids when you happy. I believe too, you got to be able to show your kids when you struggling. Like, sometimes I tell my, son, hey, daddy, I'm having a bad day. Sometimes I need hugs. And, I kind of went on a tangent talking about kids and stuff, but they all working the same, because the goal is to not only, we want to create a legacy with our wife and our children as well. So they all coincide.
Yeah, relationships require emotional depth for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that emotional depth um differentiates that difference between providing and being present. Because I feel like within a relationship, you got the providing aspect of it. What is that? Paying bills, providing in that shape, whatever that may be.
Right.
Presence is knowing when your better half is feeling off and checking in. Those constant check-ins are, man, those things are key. I'm telling you, them constant check-ins. Even when you think like you're like, man, but it's just like, you never know. She could be sitting there staring off into space. And it's like, if you've been around your lady long enough and
Those looks.
her you,
Yeah.
like, long enough, then they're gonna know, man, what's
Yep.
going on with you?
Yep.
And there's definitely a way to ask without coming off as aggressive or like you're irritated with her being whatever she is. It's
Right.
just that simple. And that's where that vulnerability and that being soft and, letting her stand in that feminine, and just asking her, baby, what's up? What's going on? Talk to me.
And also too, I feel like with those check-ins, men and women have a responsibility with one another to be honest when that other partner is
Right.
checking in. You feel me? And I'm saying that to say from personal experience, because there's been times, in past relationships, I would do that check-in, like, hey, you seem off. Like, are you okay? What's going on? No, I'm all right.
Right.
For one, to me, that's insulting my intelligence, because it's like, bro, I know something is wrong with you. I know something is off. Like, talk to me. What's going on? Or maybe if you don't feel like talking, hey, like, yeah, I'm messed up right now, but we'll talk later. Or, I ain't about to get into it right now. But we have to be transparent, honest with each other, in those.
Transparency, man. Transparency. That heads off like a lot of because a lot of times problems aren't really even, they could be so minute, so small.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you let them fester, you let them keep going, they build up. You know what I mean? How would you say that past wounds affected how you loved in the past?
Cool. Past wounds, man, it got me slow to open up to people, which, in actuality, that can be a really good and bad thing. Because I feel like sometimes I have opened myself up too quickly, especially when I was like super young. I'm 32 now, you feel me? So, we got to work our way to certain things. But also too, um, I always feel like I have to really, really be able to know what your intentions are. Like, you get what I'm saying? I got to vet the situation for a little bit. Like, that's what I was saying. I got to vet the
Absolutely.
situation.
And we got a listener that commented and said communication and transparency are important. And
Indeed.
um, I feel like in the past relationships, those are two things that affected how I moved about in relationships, communication and transparency. And not saying that it was all them. Like it was a lot that I had to learn about
Right,
communicating,
right.
being transparent. And just like present day, I see how much that fits. You know what I mean? Like going forward,
Yeah.
like, and how much that just helps you out. Like, forget to like put your pride to the side, put your ego to the side. And that's crazy, like, cause like people talk bad about the ego, right?
Yeah.
But the ego is something that protects you at times.
Elaborate.
You see what I mean? So what I mean by that is like, when you think about like your ego, and it's like, I'm gonna take it a step back. I feel like it's good to have pride, but not be too prideful.
Too prideful. Yeah. I get
You
what
know
you
what I
mean.
mean? And like, it's like your ego is like, shit, nigga, that's me. Nigga, I'm me. Like,
Exactly.
fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I feel like the ego also lets you understand like your worth. Like, you know, like I know what I'm worth, and I know what I bring to the table. So why would I accept anything less?
Pride in the sense of I'm not about to deal with certain things. I'm not just about to deal with any and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Part of me.
So how do you think it is, or what do you say, how to be a better man in a relationship?
You know what? That is a segue into what I'm about to say. I need to be more patient. And this is what I mean. So going back to what you were saying as far as communication, and sometimes it's not always the other person, it's us. In the past, my thing would be, it might be a real problem. Something might really be going on as, needs to be addressed. However, I would address it in a very, very mean way. Like, and it might be because I've been holding on to it for a minute, which that's not usually the case. Most of the time it's because I'm irritated. I'm annoyed. So I lead with that emotion. I lead with that feeling. That's been my thing with communicating in the past, is that I might very well be right or justified in what I'm saying. However, my delivery is so fucked up that other person really not accepting or open to what I'm talking about, because it's like, bro, you sound crazy. Like, you don't have to address me that way. So that's what I have to work into, and that's what I need to become a better man. Is really, really accepting that everybody is a work in progress, in terms of being in a relationship, and knowing that, sometimes you're gonna have to put that 80%, while she's putting 20% in, or that 75 while, she's putting 25 in,
Somebody
the
gonna have to
balance
kick up
is.
slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't always have good days. It's not always going to be the shining lights, bright stars, all the sunshine. It's not always going to be like that. And we're human, right?
Exactly.
And we got to understand what love is and what love isn't. You know what I mean? And I feel like love isn't just saying, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, I feel like it's about, for me to be better, I feel like, as like going forward, I feel like a lot of times it's about proving it. And it's not necessarily a material thing. Yeah, like proving it emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Like, I feel like you got to master your emotional intelligence. Like, you got to learn how to express feelings without shutting down. Because I know in the past, that was one of the things that, like expressing your feelings, and you trying to, and it's like understanding where you are emotionally and being able to articulate that without shutting down and just, man, I'm over this. You know what I mean?
You ain't lying, dog. And you don't even have to.
I feel like,
yeah.
And then I feel like off of that, the power of reassurance.
That's a big thing for women.
And man, come on, women need to feel chosen. Not just assume that, like, we can't just assume that we got her. I need to make her feel chosen.
Yeah.
And wake up and say that I choose you every single day.
We don't talk about the aspect of relationships kind of being jobs. And not in the sense of like a job that you got to wake up to. Say it again.
Would that classify it as a career?
I mean, and that, I would say that, like, as far in the sense of like, it's your dream job, right? It should be.
Okay.
But even, let's say you number one pick LeBron James, you make it to the NBA, you got your dream job, you still got to work the job. It don't stop there. If LeBron don't work the job, he don't have 4 rings. He not the greatest scorer ever. He not top 10 in assists. he not 22 seasons in if he don't work the job. You get what I'm saying? So that's how relationships need to. We put so much of a fairy tale aspect on relationships, and at times it is like that. But that's not what relationships are. That's not what they are. It's a job, and it should be your dream job if you do it the right way.
K. Marie said, especially for overthinking women, men can be overthinkers too, and reassurance is the key. Yes,
I'm definitely an overthinker.
Man, come on now, like, and then it's that I feel like sometimes too we can. Where if you leave things unsaid or unreassured, then that leaves for certain individuals to fill in the blanks. Like people start making up things like, and they start filling in the blanks. And it's like, don't allow them to fill in the blanks. Reassure them. Like
that's one thing.
That's another thing I want to say. Go ahead.
No, that's one thing I failed to do on one of my last relationships. But it's, to be completely honest, is because I was not sure. You know what I'm saying? And that might sound messed up, but that ties into as well, like why are you in a relationship you're not really sure about? At least, you know, and at some point in time you should have been, if you calling her being yours. But you know, I digress.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that leads into, when you're doing all that, then that leads into leading with love, not control. You know what I mean? Women want a leader because that's almost a natural feminine state, right? Just my perspective. But they don't want a dictator.
That's the laws of nature. They don't want somebody to lead.
Yeah, and they don't want a dictator. Somebody do this, do that. Like, no. That's not. And sometimes you just have to lead by example, lead by doing. It's not necessarily leading isn't just telling somebody to do this. Leading is, it may be leading. Hey, baby, come on, let's sit down. Let's make this budget for the month with our money.
Yep.
It could be any, you know what I mean? It's just like, but that's you leading to do whatever it may be. It is what it is. And I feel like, you said it earlier, I feel like one of the biggest things is like I really love reading about it, is the law of intentionality. Being intentional, man.
Yeah.
Like, effort is attractive on both parties.
I was about to say on
effort
both
is
ends.
attractive. And it's like, he wants to feel like you're still choosing her, even after you got her.
And you should still be choosing her, and you have to show that with action. You got to wake up every day and choose her.
Because I know at a point in time, like, you got her, right? Like, you worked hard before, like, you guys got together, you worked hard, you did the talking, you did this, you might have wined and dined, whatever it may be. And then at some point in time, you got complacent. And you like, I got her, she's not going nowhere. Yeah, she may very well not be going anywhere. But the complacency in that, now that spark, that's how the spark leaves.
Yeah, it is how the spark leaves. And a lot of times, especially, I won't even say especially our generation, because I feel like other generations have been through it too, is you get complacent, you get 5-6 years in and y'all going to work every day. You know, you know what you got to do with the kids at this point, you know, who cooking dinner, and you almost on that routine on autopilot. Like, you got to spice it up. I think me and bro, you know, we got a friend, Smoke. That's our dog. Shout out Smoke. Me and him would talk about this a lot of times when I was in my relationship. You know, he's with the same woman he was with at that time too. It's like, I would talk to him and be like, yeah, me and so-and-so going through this. And he's like, bro, when the last time y'all been on a date? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. He's like, bro, y'all need to go on a date. Like, go do something. I'm like, damn, you right. And that shit works.
And a lot of times, you know what's crazy about that too? A lot of times we think it's the big things, but it's literally the little things. Man, you heard LMA. Come on, little man. Things. Literally, it's the little things. Like, it's the really small things that have, like, the big things, yeah, I feel like those are just things, like, you see those are glaring. But I feel like the small things have really big impact.
Stuff really like buying flowers. Stuff like, you know, maybe y'all on the budget, the, you know, end of the month, rent about to come due. Drop the kid off at a grandparent house, go to the movies, get some tacos or some, you know, margaritas or something. Spend time with one another.
It could be any little thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, it could be just, it could be knowing that she tired. She may be the one to do the laundry all the time, and you just do it.
Yeah, our guy Diz in the chat said, buy her flowers. Literally. Buy her flowers, fellas. Buy her flowers.
Come on, man. Hey, fellas, listen.
Most women don't care about the elaborate bouquets that cost a couple $100, man. You can at least take the tag off if you're gonna buy some Kroger flowers. Don't let her see how much they
Man,
was.
Kroger's, man, listen, I bet you they got the flowers for $19.99.
Don't let her see how much they was. But like, bro, some flowers, maybe her favorite candy on a Tuesday. You
You
feel
know what I
me?
mean? Come on, man. The little small things, man. Just a simple day of just, baby, I got it today.
Anything you need, I got you.
Because
Today
at
is
the
my
end
day.
of the day, she doesn't want perfect.
Yep.
She wants present.
Yeah. Yep.
Be a man that she can trust with her heart and not just her body. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we get caught up in the physical things all way too much, especially
Yeah,
this day and
man.
age.
That's I think that's a good segue. I want to talk about something, if I may.
Yeah,
You talk
man.
about, getting caught up in the physical. That's part of the reason I'm single right now is because I know I'm a lustful individual and I know I don't want to base a relationship off that. So I'm I'm working on myself right now. And I feel like I'm not about to bring no woman into my bullshit while I'm still working on me. And that's part of being a man,
Yeah.
right?
Man, is it? Hey, fellas, listen to me. Do the work.
Do the work,
I
bro. We
promise
got to
you.
sit with ourselves just
Do,
like these women do.
do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work, man. Like, I cannot express how imperative it is to do the work. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like so healing from whatever it is that you went through, right?
Yeah.
And then you may ask yourself a question. Matter of fact, let me ask for everybody that is on this live stream right now.
We got a few people
Drop
with
it
us
down in the
too.
comments. Yeah, I got a question. Do you think that you have to be 100% healed to enter a relationship?
Can I answer the
Because
question while they answer it?
yeah, go ahead.
Ain't no such thing as being 100% healed.
Okay, come on now. Yeah.
It's a journey. You're going to have days where you respond to certain things in a healed manner. You're going to have days where you respond to certain things in a, yeah, this traumatized me, I'm triggered manner. The important thing about this is, or that rather, is, somebody said law of attraction. That's kind of where I'm going with it. You want to find somebody that is built to help you along that journey. Hence law of attraction, right? That's my take on it.
Courtney said, I do believe so, but there is no all the way healed, honestly.
There's not.
There's not. It said law of attraction. Keep a positive mindset and you'll have positive outcomes. So how I see that, right, is no, you don't have to be, and like you said, there's not a 100% healed.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you do have to do the work to get to a point to where you don't bring this baggage into this.
That's
And
very
I can
important.
correlate with healing as to somebody chasing or having sobriety, right?
Yep.
Every single day you have to choose to say, I'm sober.
Word. Word.
So, and it's a complete process, and you have to say that this is what I'm going to do.
Our man did say keep that
Depends on
poker
what healing
face.
that needs to be done. But if each individual willing to help, whether it brings the relationship together or prepares for the next, exactly. Because I feel like every single day you have the chance to relapse because there are those triggers, right? Things that can trigger you, so that can send you into that relapse. So I just feel like that just comes into understanding
Yourself. Emotional intelligence.
understanding yourself, absolutely. And
Yeah.
then when you do get in a relationship, just understanding your partner as well. I feel like you have to know your partner. Like,
I feel like
educate yourself on your partner, fellas, please.
get to know her. The vetting process.
So
Courtship.
that's crazy that you said that, man. That was another thing. I think, man, they said chivalry is dead, man. I think courtship is dead, bro.
Do you really?
I do. I think it's not. It's not utilized as much as it need be.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
So
agree
I
with you
feel
on that.
like, yeah, I feel like courtship is like, man, like do those things, get to know before, you know what I mean, before any, like get to know that person, like
Do you think we have a
as much as you
tendency?
possibly can, because we know, like, obviously when you see somebody, they're attractive, right? You're attracted to them for whatever reason. So then you pursue, and then whatever continues to attract you. And then if you don't court, I feel like things down the line will start popping up, and now you looking at them like, well, who is you?
Mhm.
And they're like, I'm the same person that I've been when you first. Well, I didn't know this was
I
like,
didn't
well,
know
you
this
didn't ask.
person.
Come
Right.
on now.
Do you feel like we have a tendency to, like you said, see somebody them be attractive and then just jump into a relationship? Do we have that tendency as a people,
Yes and no.
or jump into situationships? Like,
I
you know,
think
y'all.
situationships are just so easy because, man, we had talked about this earlier, right?
Right.
We had talked about this earlier. It's crazy. Men, especially men and women, they'll let you know they're not scared to say it. But
Mhm.
men are like, I feel like going into relationships or people are scared to fall in love. And then on the flip side of that, when they do feel some way about somebody, right? I feel like they don't love them wholeheartedly because they're scared to get hurt.
You speaking nothing but
But
facts.
I feel like in order to love freely and wholeheartedly, you have to accept that hurt is
A
an
part of
option.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That it can
it
happen.
could very well happen.
I think it's kind of really just part of understanding life too. Is just that people are gonna hurt you, and the people that's closest to you have the highest potential to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the love and hate are two different sides of the same coin, and that goes to say with happiness and sadness too. That's, you can't have one without the other. You can't have the good moments without the bad. I feel like we have to change how we look at all of everything. We got to change how we look at it.
So I think another thing that gets overlooked is I think love languages. Men overlook love languages a lot too. I feel like absolutely. I feel like a woman's love language isn't just gifts and words. It's feeling emotionally safe with you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because love isn't a one size fits all.
Not at
Like
all.
men often show love that they want to receive instead of how she needs it.
That part.
Right.
That part.
Like I feel like that's like and then on top of that, affirmation is key. Even the strongest women need to hear, I appreciate you. I don't care who you are. Even the
Audience,
strongest women.
what's y'all love language out there?
Yeah, drop
I
your
just
love languages. I know mine's
yeah.
is physical touch.
I'm definitely a physical touch person, but recently I had a situation with somebody. Mind you, I've been single for about 2 years. I had a situation with somebody, and I just loved how she would, like, when she would say certain stuff, she'd be like, "Yeah, I really like you though, Alan." Like, or "You really look
Words
good
of
today." You know what I'm
affirmation.
saying? Words of affirmation is my shit, Mark. I love hearing it. I want to hear it. I feel like that Drake bar. I need acknowledgement. If I got it, then tell me I
Yeah.
got it. Then, like, that's how I feel. That's mine.
So now that you know yours, how do you now? But you can't love someone off your love language,
And
right?
I've always tried to.
Like you have to know their love language in
Yeah.
order because you can words of affirmation, affirmation, and don't get me wrong, they may appreciate that, but what if her love language is quality time?
It's like putting a square into a circle peg, or whatever they say. It's like that. So
Yeah.
many times, like, I've dated people that was a gifts person, and they're like, "Why you don't ever like just buy me nothing?" I'm like, "What? I mean, shit, we be doing shit like, I gotta buy you something."
Yeah.
And it don't necessarily, it don't even got to be nothing big. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's their love language. That's what they want.
Come on, the little things, man. Listen, that goes back to the little things matter, man. Surprise her. Listen
Hey.
to her. Be thoughtful. They like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Real men don't wait for Valentine's Day to show love. She could feel that
That's
every
it.
single day.
That's it. Valentine's Day is just a little holiday or whatever. Well, what our
Yeah.
person in the chat say?
Be
She
willing to
said,
learn each other's language and compromise. Man, I feel like
"Yeah,
I want to talk about compromise. I feel
go
like
ahead."
I feel like compromising in a relationship is a must. Like you have to be able to And I just feel like that adjustment. You got to be able to adjust and adapt. But I feel like there are things that you definitely should not, absolutely not compromise on. And that
You don't
is
compromise on your standards.
exactly. You
Yeah.
took the words out of my mouth. I feel like your
Yeah.
standard is your standard, regardless of whatever that is. And you definitely, but I feel like compromise is big though, because there are things like you have to compromise on some things. It's just not going to go, and that's a part of being a team, right?
Yep.
That's a part of being a team. Like just understanding, like in the finals, that time when Bron, he's tired, right? When they came back from 3-1,
Kyrie.
Game 7, when Kyrie hit the game winning shot. Now in this relationship, it's like, okay, I'm the best player on this team. Yeah, I could have got my breather and said, no, I got the ball. Let me get this. Let me get my Jordan moment. Let me get my Kobe moment, and let me do this.
Right.
Compromise was, man, let him do it.
Let the team win.
Call the play. Let the team win. Call the play. And I feel like that's so important in relationships. Like, man, come on, because we a team, baby. We a team. So sometimes plays have to be called that says, man, the team got to win. Maybe you guys may have to move because she got a better job that's paying more than you.
Hey, you speaking real shit, dog. That's scary for a lot of people.
Man,
real
come on,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, then that's just what we got to do. I'm a team player. Come on now. And that comes a part of that comfortability, or now men start to feel inferior or whatever it may be because my wife makes more than me, or, man, whatever, man, for real. Because at the end of the day, this is a team. You know what I mean?
I wanna piggyback to what our chat said when she said learning how to learning each other's love language and compromise. You talked on compromise. I want to talk on learning somebody's love language, because it's not only just learning a love language. A lot of times you see on social media, I'm not about to teach somebody how to love me. How the fuck they gonna know that?
Come on, man. It's not and I feel like that's where things get misconstrued.
How am I gonna know what I should and should not do with you if you don't teach me? Musiq Soulchild got a song that say, teach me how to love. Show me the ways to surrender my heart. What I do for this person in the past may not work with you. So you got to show me how to love you.
Come on now.
That's part of the process. We not mind readers. Exactly.
Exactly. Communication. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's going up. So, and that's crazy. So, and that goes into what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
And it's like relationship mistakes.
Okay. Touch on it.
So for me, I feel like relationship mistakes that men need to fix. Stop assuming she's fine when she says she is.
I swear. We only do that out of convenience. Let's be real. We don't want to deal with the problem. So if you say you fine, fuck it, you good, all right, bet.
Yeah, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I feel like too, we have to, you got to strengthen your listening skills, man. Listen to understand, not just to respond to get whatever it is that you're feeling off. Listen, understand, and like really understand what she's really saying, because they could say a few simple words, but it means a lot more than what it is that you may hear on the surface. And I feel like that's why you ask questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another one, I feel like we have to drop the I don't do emotions act. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, that shit dead, y'all. That shit dead.
You got to stop that, man. Man, come on, this got to stop, man. It's 2025, man. She needs to feel connected. So if you're not emotionally connected, I promise you she's going to distance herself. She's going to seem distant. And man, everything follows with that.
If you're not emotional with nobody else, there's two people you allowed to be emotional with. That's your mom and that's your woman. Okay?
and then I feel like be intentional, right? So like in my time, I feel like being intentional. Yeah, grandmama too. Right. Being intentional, I feel like you go into intentional dating, right? And I feel like that, and for me, that means no situationships. Like I'm not going in this looking for, like, I'm going into this with potentially trying to find my best friend, with intentionally and potentially trying to find the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Wife.
Now, if it doesn't work out that way and you guys are just cool, then cool. But how I'm moving in the beginning of this is I'm going to show you that I want you, right? And that segues into being consistent. We have to be more consistent. So
Indeed.
love isn't just effort in the beginning, right?
Hold on real quick. Our man did say something very, very important. For a man asking for help or asking for advice, rather, it's okay. I think that's important to touch
Man, come on, man. You seek counsel.
That's spiritual.
Counsel.
Yeah, that's spiritual.
That's seek counsel, because we don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
We do not have all the answers. And like I said, this is how we were raised. A lot of time we're doing this on the fly. So we're learning. And I feel like, I came for 10 plus years, wise counsel, not just any counsel. You're absolutely right. Wise counsel. And I feel like for many, many years, I feel like I had you.
Oh, me?
Man, come on, man. I feel like for a lot of times, like needing, man, you know how it was, man, needing to vent whatever was going on.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, it was just that being able, because a lot of times when you do talk to people, what I understand is, like, you already know, but I feel like you have to vent to get the answer. Like, we can come up with answers ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the venting part is, man, let me vent. And as you talk with somebody, then you begin to understand. But let me say something about unwise counsel. Sometimes unwise counsel is good, because you can look at it and say, nigga, I'm not doing that. Man, you can have something so good at home, and it could be something so great, right? It can be, man, this could be the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? It could be something small, and really you're just mad. You might have had a stressful day, stressful week at work, and some little thing set you off. It could be the smallest thing in the world, and you're like, man, I'm out of here. And then you go seek unwise counsel, and he like, oh yeah, man. He like, man, fuck that bitch, man. We might as well go pop it with some help. No.
Oh, God.
Because you're miserable at home. That don't mean I want to be miserable. No.
And literally, y'all argument was just because she baked the chicken instead of frying it, and you mad because, like you said, you done had a bad day. You like, man, why the fuck you bake this chicken? Like, all right.
Yeah. Listen, and not nothing against the white people, but I know you might, come on, black man with the white ladies, I know you might come home and the chicken might be unseasoned, and that might set you off. But listen.
It might have carrots as the garnish. Carrots and cauliflower.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She might say, baby, I seasoned it with salt and pepper like this. And then you look at her like, come on, that is not seasoning.
Or they might think that lemon pepper is bell peppers and lemon wedges.
Man, come on, man. It is crazy. But listen, though. But nah, man. You got to be consistent, though. You got to be consistently show effort. That's what it boils down to. But,
okay.
But one thing, dude, like, I feel like we've been talking about, like, mistakes and all these things that we don't do.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can say, that I do want to say for, like, all the fellas out there is, if she doesn't bring you peace, then she's not the one, bro. Either you tell her, or you do it yourself. Put some wheels on your heels and skate.
Hey, he said they got Heelys on.
You know
but
what I mean?
Fact. That's fact.
And then stop chasing and start choosing.
That part.
And what I say with that is, a good woman is a blessing. Just like for a woman, a good man is a blessing, not a project. A lot of times, and I know people look for projects, man. And then you wonder why at the end of the project when they're up, and then now it's all, oh man, now you starting to go look for something else. Yeah, Captain Saver. Absolutely.
You feel me? Exactly.
And I say that, and I say stop chasing and stop choosing. Don't settle for, because when you settle for less than what it is that you're worth.
What did you was it you or me having a conversation where you said we not talking about settling down is settling. It's another term. Was that you I was talking to?
Yeah, settling. So I say don't settle for, settle with.
Settle
Don't
with
settle
something.
down, settle in. Because
That
when
was
you
you.
do those things, when you settle with something, man, I went over all my options. I went over my options. It's just like in the grocery store. Or
Yeah.
it's just like whatever pair of shoes you want or whatever. When you go over and you scan and you like, you know what? It's just like Granny used to be in the aisle when she's picking up all those packages of chicken. She don't settle for that, you know what I mean? That shit, she's looking for the bang for her buck. So she's like, I'm going to settle with this package of chicken. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the difference. And don't settle, because when you settle down, I feel like that's that complacency, man. That's
That's that.
that.
This was the only option
Yeah, this
available,
is
not
the
the
only
best.
option that I had.
Yeah.
But when I settle in, it's just like you went to the car lot and you looked over all these cars, and that might not have been the one, or you went house shopping. That's not the house that I want, or whatever it is. And you go and you say, yeah, this mine's right here. This is me. You know what I mean? And then what I want to say, protect your peace at all costs. Bro,
You know what's
protect your
funny?
peace at
It's
all
like when
costs.
it's like when men protect their peace, we get looked at a certain way differently. And I don't want to get into the negative because we've been keeping this very positive, but we don't really talk enough about a man protecting their peace. But continue.
No, we don't. And I feel like as many good women it is out there, and there are so many good women. Shout out to the Ohio girls. There's so many good women out here. You know what I mean? And shout out to Washington. Shout out to the ones out here in Washington too. Really just that
Facts.
one. But you know who he is. Yeah. But I feel like for as many as it is that are whatever it would for many is great women ears out here, there's equally, if not more, just like, oh my goodness. Like, lady, what is wrong with you? Like that just when someone like thrives and relishes and just enjoys being in chaos, I can't be around that.
I can't be around that person. Just want a reason to complain about something, or there's always something wrong. You ain't never just cool. Like, we not talking about the grand scheme of life, being complacent with life. We talk about you just don't never just be cool on a day. Like, all right, I ate a good meal. I'm chill. I'm good. Nothing's really bothering me right now. Never. Can't deal with you. Can't deal with you.
Hey, do you think so? Do you think being in the presence of your woman, do you think that you always have to entertain her? Like, is it cool if y'all like literally say it's just like a chill day, you might have not worked or might have not y'all been chilling all day? Is it cool like that you guys may not even talk? Or I mean, you may say a little bit, you just laugh here, laugh there, but really y'all just chill right next to each other on the couch. You ain't saying
I'm
nothing, y'all just chilling, just enjoying each other's company.
gonna keep it real with you. If I can't do that with my woman, I don't want to be with you.
Come on, man.
Sometimes I might not feel like talking, but I just want to be around you.
Yeah,
Like,
come on, man.
that's it. If it,
Come
and
on, man.
literally, I had a
Yeah.
friend in college, and me and her never materialized or nothing. But one of the things I loved about kicking it with this girl the most is that we could sit there for hours on end in silence, and it just be so calm. Like,
Hey,
she
one of
always
my
sparked the hookah. You know, when I would come over there, we'll just be passing the hookah. She'd be like, "You want to watch another movie or something like that?" But we just sitting there chilling.
Yeah, I feel like, man, those are the times because it's like, and I feel like just for me lately, like, really, bro,
That's
I've been in my
peace.
bag, like, at least my piece, and then I really be in my
Mhm.
bag, like, I'm always thinking of the next thing, like, to do, like, or what I have to complete, and sometimes it just, like, that company, it's like, yeah, I got this company, I love being around you and in this space, but, like, I really be in my bag, though. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like, in
yeah,
my bag, like, man, I got what's it like the next move? Like, you feel me? Like, yeah, because man, the goal is financial freedom,
that's what it's supposed to be.
you know, and sometimes those are the things that I think about. And yes, like I definitely value and I aspire to be financially free and to be able to take care of the home and all these things. But sometimes that's just what you like, man. I just be in my thoughts about it. So sometimes I like chilling. But yeah, protect everyone deserves peace. Everyone deserves
Well,
peace, man. Everyone
that's
deserves peace.
that's
Absolutely.
real spill. That's real spill.
You know?
Um, real quick, I want to get into something. We've been talking about relationships a lot, and I had an aunt who's been happily married for a while, and I had a mentor, um, that, you know, just this mentor knows things. They told me to make a list of what I want in a wife and what I want to be as a husband, right?
Okay.
So
Talk to
I'm gonna
me,
share my
OG.
husband, and I'm gonna keep it real. My husband list is way shorter. I got to do some more introspective, but as a husband, I want to be a patient husband, understanding the complexities of a woman's emotions and being able to weather her storm. So I read, if anybody out there is paying attention, Mark, I don't know if you've read it. It's called The Way of the Masculine Man, I want to say the book is, or something like
The Way of
that.
the Superior Man?
The Way of the Superior Man, yeah.
Come on, man.
One of the points that he touched on that stuck with me from this book is that as a man, if your woman, when she is going through her storm or whatever it is of being a woman, and you know she's just throwing a fit in her manner, we know how women is, and women, y'all know how y'all are. We ain't throwing no shade. We not throwing no shade. I'm weak. As a man, if you cannot handle that, if her rage, if her storm, and I'm not saying rage directed at you per se, but just in general, if it's too much for you as a man, that's not the woman for you. Y'all not equally yoked. Yep. Get out of there on God. All right. So I want to be a leader, be able to make decisions as a leader with God as my lead. I want to be a friend. And I want to be able to provide financially in a way where not only are her needs met, but I can also pay for her wants, feminine upkeep, to the point all her money is for her. So far, that's my husband list. That's what I want to provide in a marriage. No, what happened to the audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah. We
Oh,
still
all
here.
right, bet. I'd say we cooking with grease. But yeah, I got a long list for what I want in a wife. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, talk to me, OG.
I want her to be beautiful, love God and put him first in all she does, be passionate. She has to be someone who affirms me and pours into me with her words. Understand that I'm an emotional person and be okay with it, to admire it and see it as a sign of strength. I want a woman that's purpose driven, someone who wakes up daily and sees the new day as life practice. To have similar yet different music tastes, have a good friend group, because I've dated women that don't have good friend groups, and I feel like as a woman you should have a good friend group. You should have solid friends around you, man or woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And just up to that, man, always remember, man, they say that you'll be the average of the five common people you hang around, man.
yeah, yeah. So you
So
know who you hang around for me
if she's
matters.
hanging around five Tatianas, guess what? She's gonna be the six.
And maybe it's not her actions per se, but it's her mindset. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want a woman that love a good time. Is sexual, a proactive communicator, resilient, has a good relationship with her family, is able to create healthy boundaries, and is emotionally secure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Somebody told me when you write something down and make it plain, and you pray and meditate on that, that's what God blesses you with. So that's what I'm working
Man, come
on
on,
both
man. Speak it
ends.
into
Yeah.
existence, man. Listen, I know all too well. Whatever
Mhm.
it is that you want, man, if you pray on that, you think on that, you move on that, you act on that, you be intentional about that, I
Yeah.
promise you it pulls you closer to it. It pulls you, and that's that law of attraction. It pulls you closer to it.
Diz, if you can explain the 98% rule in the chat. He said 98% rule. I want to know what he's talking about. Explain that in the chat if you can. But yeah, I do feel like we need
For the
to. We're
men in
at
the
the.
chat, for the men in the chat, do men feel unheard in relationships? That's just something. What do you? I think honestly, I think for the most part, to be really truthfully honest, I think women do a really good job of making men feel heard.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll say the times where you feel unheard, those times suck. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Oh, okay.
Yeah. 98% rule.
Yeah, I didn't even know that's what. I didn't know. Did you say that? I must have missed that. It was a term that went with what you said. But a lot of the women in my life make me feel heard. Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Women do.
I'm
I think
grateful
they
for
do a
that.
good job, especially man. And don't man listen. I love my black queens, bro. I will ride or die to the end of the earth
Right.
for my black queens. And they do a really good job, man. Because at the end of the day, they've had it rough. Just as black men had it rough out here in the world, how you think these black women had it rough out here, bro? They probably more than. I
They
honestly
got it
think they had it
worse.
way more rough than we did.
I about to say they got it
Like
worse.
yeah, and I appreciate each and every one of them, man, from my family members to the one that I hold near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? Although, like, I feel like I feel like they do a really, really good job, and trust me. And
Mhm.
I know one I know one right now
Yeah.
that is the dopest that she could be. I promise you, she holds it down like no other. I promise you, and I appreciate her for that. And I want to say to all the women listening, I want to say, and all the women that will see this, I want to publicly say thank you. I want to say thank you for your
Word,
patience.
word, word.
Thank you for your love. And nothing, and let me retract this. And by any means, this is nothing against the women of Caucasian color. But I'm speaking to my black queens right now. Thank you for the patience and your love and your willingness to understand us. Even when we don't always make it easy.
Yeah, that part.
And I'm going to go further and to say this for the one that I hold near and dear to my heart. Even when I don't always make it easy. Like, trust me, we know that in a world that asks you to be strong, and sometimes all you really want is a place to rest, to feel safe, to feel chosen. And that's what a real man should give you.
Yeah.
And not just protection, but peace. Not just words, but actions. Not just
Uh,
promises, but consistency.
a man's job is to create the environment for a woman where she can feel safe and at peace and thrive in her femininity. That's our job.
Absolutely. And the
Mhm.
truth is, a lot of us were never taught how to love properly.
Yeah, men and
But
women.
at the end of the day, real men don't make excuses. Like we learn, we grow, we show up. That's the
That's
name
it.
of the game. Show up.
That's it.
So to the women who has ever loved a man through his struggles, we see you, baby. We appreciate you and
Man,
we promise we're working to be
man.
better. Yeah. Keep
Yeah,
loving,
for
keep
sure.
believing, and never settle for less than the love that you deserve.
Yeah, I echo all those sentiments, man. I know, especially my mom here lately, through everything that she going through, helping me get through, my master's degree program. Like she helped me down immensely. My sister, my friend Faith, my cousins, my cousin Chloe, my cousin Sierra. I can go weeks at a time, months at a time without calling or talking to Sierra and vice versa. And we on the phone and she'll have a prayer for me just like that. And I promise, her prayers work.
Man, they
Like
do.
her prayers
And
work. So
trust me,
I'm grateful for all the women, the ones I named especially in my life.
all the tough times I've been through, man, listen, publicly shout out to first and foremost my granny, Miss Vanilla Brown, rest in peace. I
Mhm.
love you, baby. You know what I mean? My mom, Miss Gwen, my sisters, man, I got a lot of them. Keisha, Courtney, Jasmine, Tashi, Katera, Brandy. Man, I have a big family. Anybody that I forgot, please charge it
Yeah,
to my mind and not my heart. But just know that I see you guys and
yeah,
I
for sure.
appreciate all the love and all the, all the support, you know what I mean, over these past few years. And man, a lot of us, like, even when I haven't talked to them, like you said, like, I still know that the love was there.
Right.
Just keeping my mind stayed on positive things, that's what got me through. And I want to give especially a special one to Letitia Miller. Boy, oh boy.
Where
Only if you knew. Only if you knew. But yeah, man, I feel like for everybody, especially all the women out there that's gonna hear this, especially everybody, man, if this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Love
yeah.
is a two-way street, and we're all learning together. So keep growing, man. Keep loving.
Give
And
grace.
fellas,
Give grace.
I want you guys to drop it in the comments, man. What's one thing you learned about love that changed how you move? Let me know. And if you want to be a high value man, it's not just about money, man. It's about how you love. It's about how you lead. and it's about how you show up. So I challenge all the fellas out there, and I challenge the ladies too. Take this week to show up differently in your relationship. We know Valentine's Day is coming up, but after the 14th and beyond, man, but especially this week, man, you know it's special. Take this week to show up differently in your relationship. Ladies, if this episode hit home, send it to a man. It'll be available on YouTube. We'll also have the link on my Facebook. We'll have the link on our Instagram profiles. I'll have the link on TikTok. Follow me, Maximus Prime. You can also follow me on IG at 60Mac. Facebook is my name. Man, AD, man, wordplay. Tell them how to get in contact. Tell them how to get in contact with you, man.
Follow me on all socials, Facebook, AD Crawford, like my initials, last name Crawford. All my social media handles, Twitter, Instagram. That's it, really. Wordplay AD. Get at me. I'll have this link on all of those social media platforms. And yeah, hey, we're gonna be coming with more and more content, more and more discussions, and just really trying to make sure everybody eat, right, Mark?
Absolutely. And please, please, please subscribe. We got our Facebook page. Subscribe, follow, drop a comment, like us on YouTube once we drop this link. Please, 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 we encourage you. And thanks for pulling up to the table, because you know what we say here at Everybody Eats. There's always a seat for those who are ready to feast, because at the end of the day, everybody eats. But only the ones who put in the work get a full plate. And if you're not at the table, I got bad news for you. Best believe you're on the menu.
Hey,
stay
I
sharp,
like that.
Stay sharp, stay hungry, keep building, keep growing in love, keep growing in confidence. And I promise you, you got it. Wake up every day. Man, say that I got this. Say that I'm going to dominate this day. And say I'm going to get my wins, small or big. And until next time, we'll see you at the table. Pull up.
Pull up.